No, I don't think so, Zubin. We are still able to hear you.
There are also some guests in the lobby.
Hi, Harshit. Hi, Himani.
Hey guys,
Hello.
hi. Good to see you.
Not able to hear you, Zubin. Still, I guess there's some issue. You can join again if possible.
Not able to hear still.
Hi everyone.
Hey Harneet, hi.
Hi
Hello.
Harshit. Hi Meetu.
Oh,
Yeah, hello Himani. Hello Manish. Are we good to start, Radhika?
Hey, Harneet.
We are just waiting for Zubin. I guess he was facing some sound issue. Then I
Okay.
think we can.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Meanwhile, we can have quick intros between us before formally starting the session, or how do you suggest, Radhika? How do we go about that?
Yes, we can, I think, have a
Yeah.
quick breakout session before we go live and all.
We want to make it less formal. We want to make it, want to make it sound like a class or something so that students repel and all, right? And we also don't want people to use AI to summarize the session, so we want to keep it really simple and to the point. So, right? We do that all the time, so we don't want that to happen to us. Just quickly, if maybe anyone can start and we can quickly break the ice and all. Yeah, maybe Harshit.
Cool. Hi guys. I'm Harshit Gupta. I am a banker and a wealth investment guy by profession, but by choice, I was always a product guy. So I currently head the digital consumer business at MMTC-PAMP. We are India's largest precious metals supplier as well as digital gold player in the country. So yeah, been here for the last 5 years trying to democratize gold buying for every Indian, so to speak. I manage a portfolio across multiple fintechs, bank techs, wealth techs, and multiple places to ensure that every Indian has access to precious metals buying. Yeah, that's about me.
Great. Thanks, Harshit. Maybe Manish, you can go next.
Hey everyone, my name is Manish Chauhan. I lead SEO at Groww. Uh, uh, I have joined Groww about a year back. I started my career as SEO trainee in year 2007. We are discussing about AI, and that was the time when nobody ever thought about that. There will be a day when we will discuss about how the traditional search will, turn into a conversational search, and there would be a crisis as well, that how we see attribution and everything. I think things have changed a lot from from long time. I have been leading AI, Geo, AEO, SEO mandate for Groww and all other associated property that we have, and we are one of the early movers in that direction. We have done some good things in last 1 year, and we'll discuss that in this session also. That's it from me.
Perfect. Welcome, Manish. And maybe we go to Himani.
Hi everyone, I am Himani and I run an organic content-driven marketing SEO agency, which is Missive Digital, and we are heavily focusing on content strategies, content creation, and all of those stuff for early stage startups to unicorns and even enterprises. And like we focus on AI when it comes to identifying that how we can make our planned content better and how we can create our content better so that the visibility can help. Visibility can be brought for the clients that we have.
Sure. Thank you and welcome. And Devendra.
Hey, hi guys. First of all, again, glad to meet Manish, Himani again after a few weeks. I mean, you guys don't know, we were at a conference. We were together almost like a couple of weeks back. So, yeah, good to see familiar faces. Yeah, guys. So I'm Devendra. I head global SEO and ASO at NPL. And I've been leading their organic charter for last 5 years and basically help them grow their organic visibility from scratch. And and I have been exploring again AI agents, how traditional SEO, search, and AEO, GEO, whatever the hell we call it, but how AI search is basically reshaping what they are, how fundamentally how they are same, and at the same time they're not same as well. So I'm just kind of understanding the patterns, how the behavior happens. So yeah, I'm like currently juggling between traditional search and AI and have a lot of learnings, build a couple of agents that took some time, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'll share my thoughts and views, and yeah, happy to meet everyone.
Perfect. Perfect. So we have bankers here. We also have gamers here, right? Or real money gaming people. We also have Zubin. So Zubin, will you go next? We have leisure and luxury also. Not able to hear you. Is it me? Or...
Even we can't hear Zubin. Yeah.
Zubin, there seems
Zubin
to be...
chooses to be quiet today, seems.
You might want to try a different mode, Zubin. Meanwhile, are you able
Zubin
to hear
and
us, Zubin? Okay, sure. No worries. Meanwhile, we'll have Meetu, if you can also switch on your camera.
Yeah, I'm happy to switch on the camera. I'm in the car right now, so which is why I kept it on. So I am I'm basically customer service lead person managing customer service journeys for Sleepwell and Kurlon. So it's a Sheila Home Group. So work closely with the marketing to improve customer experience and feed information to marketeers about the information that we capture on the user journey. So I'm here to learn from you and hear from all of you.
Perfect. Perfect. And we just have Zubin remaining for the intro, right? Zubin.
Radhika and Udit as well.
Hi, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, thanks. I had to change some 3 4 devices. So what I'm going to do is that you can see me on camera. This is my laptop, and I've joined in from the mobile phone. I don't know what is the issue on the laptop for my speakers or for my microphone. Okay, sorry, that was a task. Yeah. So hi, am I clear now?
Yeah, perfect. Go ahead, Zubin. Yeah.
Hi. So my name is Zubin, and I've been an AI marketing leader for about 1.5 years now. A lot of work on AI, Gen AI, in terms of marketing use cases, a lot to do on the SEO front, and we've been working a lot on the content front with a lot of these LLMs that are there. So largely, my role has been to evangelize the entire AI landscape and be like a beacon or an educator for the team to ensure that the team that I'm handling is aware of what's happening, on the AI front, because it's very essential for the team to know the new modules, the new LLM, which kind of tools that can be used for which use cases. So a lot of work around AI and it's getting interesting by the day.
Lovely, lovely. Welcome, Zubin. So quickly, I'll also introduce myself and Radhika and team and all, and then probably we can go to the session and the flow and all, which Radhika can take over. I am Harneet Singh, and I am an IIT Delhi alum and serial entrepreneur. I founded 5 companies, got a fortune to exit 1 company, fortune or unfortunate, I don't know. But that's the company which made us a lot of money, and only liquid money we got from there. We exited in 2020 and then founded Rabbitt AI. So Rabbitt AI is a London headquartered Gen AI company. In simple terms, we built SLMs, we invented SLMs, we were backed by NVIDIA, Meta, Microsoft, and we raised funds from them, got acquisition offers, but did not go ahead with that. And the biggest thing we have done in the AI space specifically, we have built various applications for use cases across healthcare, education, and marketing. Like healthcare, we work with a lot of world's biggies to, again, utilize AI over there. We also worked in defense for AI. That's where, I also got a chance to serve our military, and we got a medal from DRDO for our innovation in AI as Rabbitt AI for saving soldier lives. That's where we integrated, the signal systems and radar, sonar, and everything, which kind of helps in threat mitigation and detection for militaries, right? So that's where we worked for some of the international navies and then Indian defense as well. That's something which we are very proud of at Rabbitt AI. And eventually, then we realized the technology we have built, it's our own sovereign technology, which we can utilize for various use cases. And that's where we expanded outside London and outside our core areas, which were education and defense. Like the company expanded into marketing as well. And IcyPluto is our offshoot of Rabbitt AI, which is a agentic AI tool for marketing and sales. So again, a lot of SEO geo stuff. And also quick background, I've been on the board for a agency for past decade, almost for past 10 years. We've been working in the marketing, content marketing space, more in a human manner, and that's where the domain expertise comes in, and that's where we brought and launched Pluto, which is the mixture of agentic AI plus humans to automate SEO, geo, a lot of that stuff. Probably we'll discuss more about that later on. And I guess the best thing about AI, what I feel is it gives everyone a level playing field today. You can be sitting in California, right? You can be sitting in probably a rural Kochi or a rural Punjab or a rural, Haryana, and you can still be building world-class products. You have access to knowledge, access to, technology, and access to all that stuff. And same for customers also. It gives them a lot of meaningful tools, I guess, to navigate their entire journey. So a lot of learnings along the way through helping brands building these tools we have got to gain AI visibility, SEO and GEO, and that's where Pluto's team suggested that why don't we do a panel by inviting a lot of marketing experts and sharing practical tips for generative engine optimization, SEO, and what has fundamentally changed if we look at past 15 years versus today. How are we approaching differently? How are the elephant brands, or I would say the big brands, approaching it? At the same time, how are growing companies approaching it? What are the trends, industry-wise, geography-wise, and all that stuff? And that's why we thought of having a session, not very, very structured, but we want to keep it's very insightful and practical and case study oriented. That okay, these are the things which are working, these are the things which are not working. So that, and we're also live streaming across AI World organizations platforms and IcyPluto's platform, so that this becomes an asset for even the viewers down the line, maybe years from now as well. So, as a moderator of this session, one of my themes would be to get the best out of everyone, plus create a good knowledge base for all of us, and essentially bring out some essential practical strategies. So and then we have Mudit and Pranul from our AI team, and Radhika, who's from the AI World organization team. So maybe Radhika, you can also quickly introduce and set the context, and then maybe we can begin with the questions and all.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So pleasure meeting you all, and thank you so much for everyone to take your time and join this session. As Harneet mentioned, this is Radhika. I am from the global partnership team of AI World Organization. So basically, we are a not-for-profit organization. We're with over 5,000 members globally. And now this year we have made our debut in the APAC region, and I think Harneet missed to mention that he's chairing the APAC chair this year for the AI World organization. And here we are doing a lot of events, conferences. Basically, our aim is to promote AI for good, AI for employability, and AI for innovation. And that's why we are doing a lot. We are bringing in together people from different industries, from marketing industry, HR industry, from all these industries together through our conferences or these webinars or live streams, where people can actually come together, share their ideas, and share what actual innovations they are doing. And this is so we are having an event which is International Marketing Fiesta. It's happening in association with IIT Delhi on 19th of November. And preceding to that, we are organizing these series of webinars with all industry leaders with like you guys, where we would telling and live streaming these sessions and telling the world where actual innovation is. People think that India is not actually doing a lot in the field of AI, some bits and pieces, but the hidden gems or the hidden things that you all are doing or the leaders are doing still are missing and are not out there. So this is something that we're doing with the AI World organization, and this is the first webinar for the series where we are having you all the SEO heads, and the topic is SEO and how the AI, the content strategies will be looking in the AI world. And this is happening in association with IcyPluto. So as Harneet mentioned, IcyPluto is basically a universe of agentic AI for all marketers, right? One theme, you would have heard the saying that women are from Venus and men are from Mars. Like this is a very, but Pluto usually says that all the marketeers are from Pluto. Why at Pluto they say like this is that Pluto was the one which was, said that it's not no more a planet. Why? Because it was different. It was not a part of the orbit, and it had different qualities that you cannot have them as a planet. And same thing marketeers are. Like we all marketeers think differently, think out of the box, and that's why we call that all marketeers are, belong to Pluto, and that this is the planet where all of them come together. And that's why IcyPluto is one of a very important partner for the AI World organization for all our marketing events. Because we really believe in, what they actually say. So yeah, this is welcome. I'll welcome all again. And though I had to give a very good introduction, I had, maintain a whole slide of all introductions that I had to give, but I don't think so.
You spoiled your plan,
yeah. But thank you all for joining it. And I guess we can start with our session. And now it's time for us to hear all the live stream. So we are all live, that Harneet mentioned. So you can just say a hi to all the people who are watching us live. And I think we can begin the session. Just introducing Harneet again. He's the moderator, so he'll take the session further. Nice to meet you all, and I'm so eager to listen to all the amazing discussions that are going to happen.
Yeah. So again, one of the problems with me is that I don't fit into a template, whatever the teams decide and all, and I always, kind of go out of the structure. And I guess that's the beauty of marketing because there are no rules here, right? There are no things. It all depends on us that what we want to achieve and what's the best way. So that's where I also heard this saying that marketers are from Pluto and then sales is from Sun, right? Or the CEO is from Sun. They're the farthest. Sometimes the CMOs and CEOs have the largest divide in terms of how they want to execute a particular thing. But again, that's a topic for maybe a news channel to discuss. We'll focus on some of the technical concepts here. So if I just go back to any one of you, and if we have to summarize it for the people who even don't know what is SEO GEO, or rather GEO, in one line, if I go to everyone, what is GEO in your perspective? How simply and effectively you can kind of capture it, right? That how is optimization of your websites and content is changing in the AI world, and what exactly GEO means for you, your brand, or your strategy. If we just start with this quick question, maybe all of you can answer, or maybe few people can answer. Generative engine optimization, GEO.
So let me, can I go first?
Yeah, for sure, Zubin. Thank you for
So
the
you're able to
initiative.
hear me, right? So look, I
Perfectly.
mean, these terms can keep changing. Okay, today is GEO, then there is AEO, but the whole shift that's happening, and we as marketeers, and not just marketeers, but every founder, every business uh, that is looking at the internet to scale up, or any product or anything that's looking at the digital to scale up, has to now understand this entire shift that has happened. It's no more Google being dominant. It's no more the traditional search engine optimization strategies that we did for the last 20 years is is no more there. So whatever we built, in the last 20 years, and can you imagine the kind of work that we all have done? I think we should applaud all of us for the kind of monumental SEO work that's being done, because I started in 2000 as an SEO executive, and I know the kind of work that that we had done at that point in time. And that time Google was just there. So Google launched in 98, and I was fortunate to be a part of India's digital revolution at that time, and I used to work on SEO and make a lot of these pages, doorway pages that earlier were there, and it's substantially changed from that era. But coming back to this 20 years, whatever we built, whether it's keyword, whether it's content, whether it's landing pages, whether it's all the meta tags, everything is blown away overnight. Like overnight, it's gone. And it's not gone. I mean, it's like saying that the iceberg is melting. Okay, and there is a very good book there which says the iceberg is melting, and every marketer and every founder should read that. I'm not getting into the book, but look, this SEO iceberg is melting, and it's melting really very fast. Whatever we had done, like I said, for the last 20 years, everything is slowly falling apart. Slowly in the sense rapidly, but we are thinking it slowly, but it's happening really rapidly. we like to, we like to stand back and say, okay, we still have time, right? This will happen. We still have time, but there is no time, guys. And all of us over here, we know that we are we are on we are skating on thin ice. The way these LLMs are moving, and the way artificial intelligence is moving in terms of all these in terms of all these elements, drastically. It's a very drastic shift, and it's not just one LLM that we are fighting today. We are fighting, how to rank on ChatGPT. We are fighting how to rank on Perplexity. We are fighting how to rank on Gemini. We're fighting a lot of battles there. So get all your armors in place, because whatever happened 20 years back to fight Google, we have a bigger army to fight today. And a lot has changed in the sense that, see, as a marketer and as a brand owner, you need to understand what is changing for your brand and where is the shift that's happening. So if you just step back and see where your traffic is coming from your analytics or whatever tool you have, you'll probably realize that some portion of the traffic is coming from all these LLMs. It could be, a chat GPT, or it could be perplexity, or you may just not be there on these LLMs. Well, if you're not there, then you need to start working really hard because the shift is happening very fast. And if you're there on these LLMs in some form or the other, you need to figure out what are those phrases that you're there. Where are you being uh, where is that LLM citing you as a phrase, so that you're present there? You'll have to do a lot of research and try and dig into all these, different LLMs that I spoke of, especially in India, and see, where is that traffic coming from, especially from these LLMs, and try and work backwards to figure out what are the phrases that are there that you're ranking on at this point in time. What are the phrases that you want to rank on in the next 6 months, 8 months, or whatever your core phrases are, that you are ranking or that you want to be ranked on, on Google. You take those same phrases and try and see and build a thread and see where, and if a LLM is ranking you, figure out what are those citations that the LLM is ranking you on, which means that citations are those links that are there. So if an LLM is ranking you on, best mutual fund, so somebody's put in a query saying that, I want to know what are the best mutual funds in the large cap category. Now he's asked this question on ChatGPT. So obviously ChatGPT is going to reply that, look, this is what I found, and these are the 4 or 5 mutual funds or whatever. And the ChatGPT is only going to cite some references. Now you need to figure out and go a little deep in terms of where those references are being cited on. Click on those references if they are there. As a brand, click on that, see that landing page, try and study, what is in that landing page that is being referenced, and try and replicate that same kind of a structure in all the other brand keywords that you want to look at. That is where I would start with. It's not an overnight. It's not an overnight thing. It's going to take you some time to understand how these LLMs work and try and build, what we've traditionally built for the last 20 years. Try and build this over the next 6, 8, 10 months, and you start to see your brand start ranking there. And then you try and analyze the traffic that's coming from those keywords. Is the traffic from these LLMs actually converting? And I can bet you on that if you start seeing your bottom funnel in terms of the conversions, you will actually see that the traffic coming from these LLMs will convert much better, or would be converting much better than at this point in time than the traffic coming from a Google search. And it may be that it correct. It is intent is high, and a large part of people who are very educated in that sense on how to leverage the LLMs are getting into, and that's the kind of audience you want to actually target. So that's where I will start off with.
Lovely. Thank you, Zubin, for wonderfully laying down this, that how actually fundamentally brand discovery is changing, and the traffic which is going to your site majorly earlier via Google or Google Ads, or either it's a paid or organic, but majorly it was coming through search engines. And now there's a lot of chunk of traffic which is coming from a different world, right? Which is chat engines and things like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and all, and they are approaching your brand, your site very differently, right? So most of the sites, for the past 15, 20 years have been built either for humans or for regular ports of Google, the crawlers and all. But the sites of today are not built for AI agents. So I'd like the next question is, for majorly our audience, that how are we approaching the content and structure differently in the AI world? And probably, if someone can also share a few strategies which did not work, which used to work earlier, and some strategies which are working right now. And let's assume the persona of listeners of this question are the people who are either entrepreneurs who want to rank their brand, or the marketeers and founders and CEOs, right, who want to understand how to win this game of AI discovery and AI search. So how do we approach content really differently?
So I think I'll just pick it up from here. While we are pretty new to the overall D2C piece, but yeah, from a marketer perspective, we have been ensuring that we are not limiting ourselves to only SEO. Now, SEO people used to own the keywords. Now nobody owns keywords. I think it's a trust we are trying to build. At my enterprise, I think the one problem which we are trying to solve here in India is to ensure that we appear on every ChatGPT search. For example, if somebody wants to just search, the most trusted way to buy gold, example, right? It's my brand should appear, right? So we are trying to create a lot of reference material for the agents and the bots to refer to in the form of maybe enriched FAQs or in the form of very easy to understand content which is all over multiple pages. I think crawlers haven't worked out for us. While we have tried to put a lot of brand mentions on multiple pages and backlinks, but that really didn't work out. So I think that is what we're trying to see if I can go the FAQ route, which has really worked out for us, at least as a brand. Others can maybe add to it.
I want to add here. So when it comes to LLM, when it comes to ChatGPT, Perplexity, or any other, generative search engine, it is not always, that they look at your own website. So when it comes to SEO, we always look at our own website. We optimize you're doing on your own website. It was being done in isolation, and we were not coordinating with many teams within organization. When it comes to LLMs don't only fetch information from your own website, also fetch information from different sources as well. There are instances where information is directly being fetched from Reddit, directly being fetched from some other third-party references. So it becomes very important that you not only focus on the content that you write on your website, but you also focus on the content that is being written about you by others. Maybe in Reddit, maybe in Quora, maybe in some other community, maybe some listicles, maybe some review articles. So that's very important part. Now, the second part where we were discussing about that, the conversion part, the traffic coming from LLMs are converting better. Now, I'm not able to understand how these conversion rate is being calculated. Because in majority of cases, when you search for any navigational or transactional keyword, you get brand name in responses, but you don't see the brand website being referenced in that response, which means that you would see the brand name, but you would not able to land on that brand website. So, for example, somebody searching for best app for XYZ for any use case, you would see some brand name there, but there is a 90% chance that that brand website would not be listed in the reference part. We have to first understand that what is the success metric we are following. Are we looking for attributed conversion? Are we looking for attributed clicks? We have to think beyond that, because in this scenario, visibility is important. Whether the website link, what would happen if somebody is searching for something on ChatGPT for any transactional navigational keyword? He would search for some app, he'll find some brand there, he'll go on Google and search for that brand and then click on the website. How do you measure the conversion for that journey? Because the process is all broken. It's not very direct. So my point is that it's not time to talk about how much traffic we are getting from LLM, how much conversion we are getting from LLM. It's very important to understand that it's first focus P0 should be how can we grow our visibility there.
Correct.
That's the most important part. Before SEO, before digital ecosystem, that marketing was not about how many clicks we get or how much traffic we get. It was always about visibility.
Visibility.
Even today, all the offline marketing TVC that we do, how do we measure success? Do we get to know how many users click on a website by looking at a hoarding? We don't do that. Similarly, we have to change that mindset. The moment we start talking about traffic, the moment we start talking about conversion, value of GEO or value of AEO, because I mean, I have reviewed thousands of websites. I mean, not thousands, but hundreds of websites. The traffic from LLM is not very much. I mean, in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
So if I'll see success based on the traffic, then obviously it would be very difficult for me to justify the investment.
Yes.
That's what.
Very rightly said, Manish. I guess you have pointed a lot of questions. So I'll just like to highlight a couple of trends which we are seeing globally, even with the brands we work with. The rise of zero-click traffic. So there's a term which is coming, which is zero-click traffic. That means that, which is exactly what the marketing is about, how many brand mentions you are getting without your site getting cited, without your site getting referenced or linked. Because that is also the case. A lot of people today, what is happening in the geo world is a lot of people are getting to know about you without you getting to know that they are getting to know about you. So, and it's not a tongue twister. This is the reality of today, right? And second thing is, I guess, yeah, it's too early to talk about conversions, because even for, if I talk of my own website, we are a B2B company at Rabbitt AI. So the traffic coming from ChatGPT is probably 0.25% today, and traffic coming from Perplexity is 0.1%. So which might not matter today. But of course, I got, someone read about my podcast, came to my site, and that search was happening via Perplexity, and I ended up closing a deal with that particular guy. Right, the guy was from a pharmaceutical industry. They were searching for something related to AI in pharma, and they found us. And then they found kind of the procurement guys and the solutioning guys. They researched about, and then they reached out. So the intent can be very high. I just got one deal converted from a geo for the past 6 months, and probably 0.5 to 1% traffic if I talk of real numbers. But as I said, the zero-click traffic, the brand mentions, that is pretty much there. Earlier, Google Analytics on your site would be sufficient to tell you how much traffic is there, and there's a clear formula from Tofu, Mofu, Bofu that this much traffic is there, so this much clicks can happen, and this much CTR is there, and then your campaign optimization or campaign conversion is happening from there. But I guess now the task is not very simple, and the funnel is no longer a funnel. It's like a distributed web or a net, right? That people are getting to know you from the sources which you also don't even know. So the only thing you can do probably in this is focusing on your structure, your content, and your brand, and being the best at what you do, right? So this is something which we have also figured out. And second thing is, I guess, before jumping onto your site, people are still making a lot of assumptions about your brand, right? In the morning today itself, I was with one of the luxury hotels head, right? The CMO who leads that, and they're an Indian luxury hotel chain, can't name because of the NDA reasons, right? So someone in Europe don't know Indian luxury hotels, right? But let's say when they are searching on a Perplexity and ChatGPT that they are traveling a trip to India, so what are the best hotels equivalent of a Novotel or a Sheraton in India? Of course, there are these hotels also there in India, but what are the equivalent hotels? And those people don't know of those brand names. But the brand discovery is happening, and then people are landing. And when they ask those people in their customer calls that where did you get to know about us? So then they're like, yeah, we were using some AI tools to give that to them. And then finally they're attributing conversion to that. So I guess the world is very complex. As Zubin was mentioning in the earlier thing, the iceberg is melting. There are no quick SEO pundits who can win the race today. And there's no quick formula that, oh, this much traffic can lead to this much sales. And the market is much more deep today. And the strategy which is required can also not be unidirectional. So with this, I'll like, maybe Devendra or Himani, if you can take up and add your views onto how the overall, the brands you work for or with, how the shift is there when compared to past 10 years and past 10 months.
I mean, for us, I mean, again, I'll be slightly repetitive, but the contribution of AI is growing. Obviously, the user base is also growing consistently. But I've seen some studies like ChatGPT user base has slightly flattened the curve in last 2-3 months. But yeah, substantial growth in terms of AI traffic. But the contribution is, I wouldn't even say 1%. It's like 0.2, 0.3% kind of a number. But substantially, I've consulted a couple of brands where they are getting substantial inquiries. They are SaaS businesses, of which their user funnels is quite strong if someone is searching. So they their contribution of AI traffic is at somewhere around 3 to 4%, and it is consistently growing. So that's where recently Ahrefs has also published studies, and they have also seen that there amount of users that have been growing on their platform from AI searches. But ultimately, one thing is pretty much similar across. Fundamentally, no brand has done something substantially different right now. कि ये कुछ, we have implemented this crazily and something has happened. But yeah, there are certain nuances to it where how AI as a search, if I talk about specifically ChatGPT, so there are certain mechanism how ChatGPT is ranking the pages. There are some fundamental differences that I would want to cover. Like in SEO, billions of pages get scrolled. I know some 10 pages will rank when they get compared to billions of pages. But in AI, this doesn't happen. AI will not crawl billions and billions of pages, because AI will break down your prompt into query fanouts, and your fanouts will then get compared to hardly 10, 100 or 200 results. Then the comparison happen, and they are highly non-deterministic. Traditional SEO is quite deterministic models, but AI search is completely non-deterministic. One day you will see from you have tested multiple results, you will see 10 citations of your brand. Second, on the same prompt you will see like 6 citations are gone.
Yeah.
AI has completely changed the model. So that's where the volatility comes in right now, and how these engines are evaluating their rankings. We have identified like reciprocal rank fusion is one thing that has been there in the traditional search, but ChatGPT is heavily relying on RRF. Like, it's in simple words, in Google you could rank on one keyword and get good amount of traffic, but AI doesn't follow that pattern. It's better to rank maybe, in simple words, number 2, 3, 4, 10 queries. That's what AI, is kind of, that's what reciprocal rank fusion is also, and that's what topical clusters are also. So some fundamental differences are there, where we see how the results are changing, how these predictive models are changing day on day. If you see, after 12th of September, Reddit was one of the highest cited sources in ChatGPT, but post 12th, 13th of October, Reddit was heavily dropped. So I mean, but Reddit search hasn't changed much. So there are many nuances to it. So citation, obviously, there brands like Groww, bigger brands, they have tons and tons of citations already present on web. Every other top 10 listicle you will pick, you'll find always Groww, Angel One, all of these companies there. So for them, fundamentally, the work is already done. Like 80% of the things, like where LLMs are learning, they are already cited, and obviously they'll push on some more citations. But on some smaller brands, the picture is slightly different. AI does uses third-party citations, but AI also crawls their own pages as well. That's when the shift has also happened. So you want to also make sure that AI is able to crawl your pages, because AI crawlers are quite naive right now. They are like on a stage where Google was in 2020, 2013, 2014. If your page is slightly JavaScript heavy, AI will not be able to crawl it completely. So you want to make sure that on your page also the optimization has been done. There are, I mean, a lot of nuances to chunks and semantic relevances that you should make. The summary should be stronger. So that's when you ask your first question, what are fundamental differences between SEO, GEO, and AEO? I mean, SEO is traditional search, but GEO is something, where your citation and linked citations comes into play, where you want to rank on, these all the searches happen. But when it comes to AEO, you want to make sure that your concise answers, your concise summaries are well in place, so that you're ranking on AI overviews, and your optimization factors are quite benchmark. Because I mean, AI is actually different when it comes to how traditional search engines are evaluating their own algorithms. So I mean, it's a consistent process. Everyone is learning right now, and on some factors, I would say AI is very naive right now. It is also going to evolve. It is on some areas it is very easy to rank in AI. For some brands it might be tougher, but on some brand, we have seen their launch website in 10 days, they are like ranking there. So that's how, the shift is happening. So those were my 2 cents.
Wow, that was really fast. Yeah, 10 days you start ranking on LLM.
Yeah.
So sometimes it happens. So
But I think there's one good point that Devendra covered about Reddit. So traditionally, and at least in India, we've seen, because in India mostly there's a lot of usage of ChatGPT as such. That has been there since the last 8-10 months, and people are more behaviorally used to using ChatGPT than going to a Perplexity or a Claude or a Gemini, and that's just the behavior. It may change, or it could change over a period of time, with Perplexity giving a lot of free plans, and now ChatGPT has also said that the pro plan from November 4th or 5th is going to go free. So there is going to be a lot of traffic coming from ChatGPT. But the point that Devendra covered is one thing which is very critical, is that Reddit, ChatGPT apparently has invested in Reddit.
Yeah.
In terms of it being a strategic investment, and that's precisely why, it ranks Reddit as one of those, top communities that they think are trustworthy. But Perplexity may not think so.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to, as a brand, you have to work on, every LLM that thinks that, these are the citations where I think as an LLM are trustworthy. Perplexity might say, look, Reddit is a community site. Yeah, you can easily, what is so trustworthy about it? I can start 10 threads on Reddit, that way just boost up my brand and do a lot of positive seeding of the brand. That's not trustworthy. So every brand will have to work on these LLMs very separately.
Yeah. So Zubin, very nice point mentioned. So if I just summarize, basically, whenever a new technology or a new trend comes in or a new shift comes in, I guess there's always a fundamental approach of building a long-term asset and long-term winning strategy. And then there are some tactics and hacks which you can always do in the SEO world also. Always there was an organic content which will always rank, right? It may take for someone, okay, someone can drive a lot of traffic in 10-15 days, but eventually who will win is the one who's providing the real value sooner or later, right? So as there's a saying, you can fool some people, all the time, or all people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So I guess similarly, it's with the your content as well. If that is valuable, somewhere it will get cited. Maybe today ChatGPT is giving weightage to Reddit because of reasons you mentioned, Zubin, or tomorrow it may not find if the users are not satisfied, because AI engines are kind of trained to satisfy the user, right? If you they just wanna say they wanna become a yes man, right? So if the users don't find value, if the public don't find value, they'll change their sources and all. But eventually, so these are small hacks and all which can keep changing over time, which is we can put in one bucket, and the other bucket is the fundamentals. Fundamentals remain same. For example, I guess Devendra was mentioning and other people mentioned, is your site crawlable? Is your site optimized? Is your site understandable for any AI engine? It could be 10 different AI models and all, but the way they are approaching to understand a particular site is very similar, right? If that's optimized, and a couple of other fundamentals. So, right, if we can divide it like that, Zubin, right? So let's talk of both these things separately. Some of these things can be tactics, which could be, quick fixes and quick wins. And some of them are the fundamentals in which the entire strategy is changing. And before coming to next question, so the next segment will be, we'll do a live brainstorming of how the marketing teams of tomorrow will look like in the agentic world. And there's no right answer. I just want to understand each of your views, right? But before that problem statement, I would like to hear from Himani. So Himani, if I talk of the fundamental bucket, right, we shared a lot of tactics. If we talk of fundamental buckets, what are the things you see still needs to be very, very heavily worked upon from the marketing team side, and the things which will make a brand win in the AI age?
Right. So see, a lot of things we covered. We covered about KPIs. Manish rightly mentioned about conversions. Then Devendra also mentioned about the fundamentals on technical SEO and all of those stuff, right? So those are things that one should not avoid at all, right? So that's what we discussed. But when it comes to the things that are actually still working despite, this AI things coming into the picture, are, I would say, three things. Even I think that you also mentioned in your, explanation as well. So one is thought leadership content. So that is something which is not at all changing, but rather it is more increasing these days, right? So like nobody wants to know that what are the benefits of using SEO for a business, right? Come on, everyone knows it. But what it is about, like say, for example, if I'm using SEO for a manufacturing company or a pharmaceutical company, right? So in that case, how it is going to add value to it and your learnings of how you have helped a pharmaceutical brand achieve certain results. So that we call as, more opinionated content, more bottom of the funnel content, and more user specific content. So you asked this question about what is the difference between SEO and GEO, right? So for me, GEO is just that, it is a highly personalized search experience, right? So
Yeah.
people used to search generic queries on search, right? But with AI, I want to know my answer, right? My separate individual personalized answer, my situation, my browsing history, everything would be very, very different, right? So I want to know my answer. So that is how GEO is different from traditional SEO that even, others have also mentioned. So when it comes to those personalized queries, right, in that case, it is very, very important that we go deeper into all the audience personas that we have. Right. So there can be multiple personas in just one segment. Like say, for example, if marketing heads is one of our targeted personas, in that there could be layers. right? The size of businesses that they work at, the size of teams that they look at, right? So each marketing head would have different challenges. They would have different set of goals where they want to solve a challenge. If we are targeting those personas, we have to cover everything that each persona would have, right? So that is something that I mean, I would say a lot of SaaS companies whom we have worked with is something that we used to utilize that kind of strategies there. But it's like that, using them, we have started implementing it for the IT companies. We have started utilizing for all the other non SaaS companies as well, right? So that is something which is like now evolving really fast to focus on thought leadership focused content, which is very, very personalized to our target persona.
Got it. Pretty interesting. And one of the things I also heard from a lot of CMOs that the things which they are changing right now, earlier they're content writers and editors that they used to write content, but a lot of organizations are now deploying SMEs, right? So some of the big IT companies we work with, they have put some of their developers and leads to actually give the, as you were saying, Himani, that SEO in pharma. So similarly, let's say if you have any of the specialized products and all, so more and more people who earlier don't used to contribute to writing and all because the generic content used to work, right? Now they are putting that thought leadership or SME driven, domain rich content, technical content. I guess fundamentally the marketing teams are also shifting. There's a lot more need of collaboration between marketing and tech, marketing and domain experts and stuff like that, right? So
100%. 100%. And it is like, even it is justifies all those EEAT aspects as well, right? Initially it was just for finance and the medical industry, but now it's like non-negotiable for every industry.
And AI also searches for unique content, right? If 10 of the people are saying same stuff, but I need to satisfy my user, my answer, give them a very specific answer. So they'll go for surfing very unique content. So I'll give you a real example of, we worked with one of the insurance majors in India. And earlier people used to search the queries and all, which we used to get data, first party data, were the best health insurance, best this thing in this city and all. These kind of queries were majorly where they were getting traffic from, and that traffic used to get converted, right? But now the prompts when we analyze on generative engines, people are not asking just this. People are not even asking and using the word insurance over there, right? Or what people are doing and not even putting the right keywords. So what people are doing is, I am a 35-year-old guy residing in Belai, right? And I have this kind of job which pays me 50,000, and I have a dependent family and stuff like that. And I need to do my financial planning. So what all things you suggest me to do, right? With this much salary and all, how much should I invest? And then which insurance should I take? So that's where the entire search engine is, or the generative engine is guiding the person. But what we also realized, the sites, the websites which have these kind of case study driven, FAQ driven, and conversational content, they get picked up, right? Because everybody is writing a lot of content, very generic content. But let's say if people have that kind of case study, as you were mentioning, Himani, the ICPs, if my ICP is CMO, so I'll have a lot of case studies of the problem CMOs deal with, a lot of simulations I need to do, and put that kind of conversational content, which is also unique, value adding, and real, right? In one word, I believe LLMs prioritize real knowledge because synthetic knowledge they have more than us, right? So that's where I guess the whole shift is. I believe it's a good thing. It's a blessing that no more this white hat, black hat strategies can work, but the organic thing will rise up and the iceberg will melt for good.
100%. And I had this one statement that I saw on Twitter today itself, that LLMs are behaving like therapists.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's how it is.
Other assistants, right? So people are expecting the GPTs and all to do stuff for them now and not just chat, right? And Agentic AI is coming where I'll also book my Uber, book my restaurant, and book my travel also via a prompt. And I don't want to open up these apps and all that stuff. I guess Zomato already launched that, right? They launched their MCP server with which users can order. So yeah, Zubin, we were to you.
See, you again covered a very good, a brilliant point, saying that Google search is no more about keywords now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like those 4 or 5 keywords where I said, give me, give me best mutual fund.
Yeah.
Or give me the best large cap mutual fund. What you mentioned is a reality where this person is saying that, look, he's giving his own history. Okay, because he thinks that the LLM is going to give him a better answer.
Yeah.
More researched answer.
Yeah.
And he's looking for that kind of research, which actually didn't come from Google as such. I mean, the model was different. So you should just type in, best mutual fund or top mutual fund in mid cap, large cap, whatever. Now as a user, I'm actually telling you, look, I'm XYZ age. I have a family of 4. I have he may not reveal his income, but my salary range is between so much and so much. Can you please suggest the best kind of, mutual fund? I want it to be in the large cap space or the mid cap space. So the entire query, the entire so-called prompt or whatever the input, whatever you want to say, is becoming much more larger and much more complex.
Yeah.
For market, you should understand as to what is it that, this guy is going to type in. Whereas for the LLMs, it's becoming easier because they are getting more learning in terms of the kind of prompts that are going. And, and they're just pushing a lot of this, relatable and very content that this person actually wants. So, we're moving from, 3-4 keyword stuffing kind of scenarios in SEO to, actually looking at intent, personalized, like Himani said, in terms of the LLMs trying to understand or the user trying to speak to the LLMs in that language.
Exactly. So coming to the last part, so Manish, you're there. If possible, can you switch on your video? So we'll move to the last part towards the end, and I just give you a very interesting question, and we can do a live guessing as well, basis how much we have got to know each other. Okay, so the question goes like this. Let's say if you have to launch your brand on Pluto, right? The same brands you work with or any brand you love. Launching it on Pluto means in a new different planet, launching it from scratch, right? You have all new people, and these people, aliens who live on the planet, are not humans. They have the brains of LLMs, right? And they have the powers of humans, like the spending powers and the budgets, and they have global GDP. They have their global GDP is probably 10 times bigger than the Earth's GDP. Okay. So let's just, because as marketers, we love to imagine scenarios and all. So the situation is you have to launch your brand or the brand you love, you can mention, and you have to launch it in an entirely new planet. People, your product and everything is ready, but those people don't know. So they have the brains of LLMs. Remaining things remain same as humans, just that they're 10x more powerful. How would you design your team? And all of you have a budget to hire 10 folks, only 10 folks. And let's assume that it is only marketing and brand and sales teams, tech, product, and everything is being taken care of. So how would you divide your budget and your effort between various strategies? And how many of those 10 people would you have AI agents? If yes, what will they do? And humans, and then what kind of job roles, right? So the final answer can look like, I can have not a true answer, but nobody choose this ratio. I can have 6 humans, 3 this, 3 this, 2 AI agents for this, and 2 AI agents for stuff like that, right? And how would you distribute your efforts between different types of marketing on Pluto? So I hope that's not a very complex question, and maybe some sort of unique things can come. And
you're a very generous CEO. You've given 10 people.
Yeah, and these people have to. So again, okay, one more thing. You have to create a $1 billion company with these 10 people, as Sam Altman of OpenAI was saying, right? So the brand needs to be $1 billion. So generosity is kind of backed by ambition also here. 10 people, but $1 billion. So maybe all of us can do. And eventually the guessing game could be, I guess in the next session we can do live polling with the audience as well, Radhika, if that's a possibility. But the guessing would be right now between us. Let's say, imagine me getting to know Zubin via this conversation, and I'll guess that Zubin would have 3 AI agents and 7 humans, and he would divide tasks like this, and probably Harshit can guess for Devendra and Himani can guess for me and stuff like that. Okay, so maybe we see how good of a pattern recognition people we are. Although it's tough because within just 40 minutes of conversation, we can't know each other. But let's just have some fun. Does that sound okay? This was a surprise segment and all. No, nothing scripted, nothing pre-prepared.
Yeah, no, sounds fun.
Angry on me. Harshit looks angry on me. Harshit, is it okay?
Yeah, go on, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, this sounds interesting, and I guess a couple of months back I posted on my LinkedIn as well, like how SEO teams would look like in next 2 years. I mean, how AI will change. So I exactly mentioned in my post like how I am seeing things. So I'll probably reshape your questions if I would be on Pluto. Like, I mean, we are in an era. How actually the teams would look like if I would have to hire, let's say, I build a good solid organic team, organic
Yeah.
marketing team, I would say. I mean, obviously there will be a vertical leader. I mean, that is not changing. He has to be there to basically drive the strategy and all. But what usually earlier used to happen, you might be having associate directors, senior managers, those. So they will probably get changed by senior AI architects. They will be a blend of strategy with AI execution, highly skilled AI execution. They would know their shit in and out if they would want. Their the task has was supposed to do human manner, but they'll know how to automate. They know the automation very well. So they will be all of these profiles will get replaced by senior AI architects who will be AI journalists as well, but they will be highly skilled in their own skill sets and streams. Then there will be a layer of agents that will come that will be managed by AI, these AI architects, that that individual functions that if they want to maybe do clustering, do auditing, technical side, everything will be automated. These AI architects will be responsible for QE and all of these things as well. Now content as a function will come. So content will also be actually replaced by agents with a domain expert, because you cannot rely, because AI hallucinates a lot. It is going to fluff you with bad information that we have tested. So highly toned, I would say tuned agents, which are very fine tuned to your category, your business, and your processes. They would exactly know what your personas are. They would exactly know your industry, and they'll be tuned on the basis of certain benchmarks that they'll produce right content with your approach and strategy. And then a layer of human. So, I mean, a leader, senior architects, agents, then again a domain expert, and then agents. This is how the teams are going to look like in next 2.5 years.
Perfect.
It is happening.
Interesting. So now let's direct get to a number, right? If you have, to make a $1 billion brand and you have 10 people, all sorts of marketing, not just organic marketing, all sorts of marketing and sales, which you can do to an entirely new people and think of that as LLMs. So how would you divide your people between that 10, right? How many AI agents, how many humans, and what people, and what is the kind of ratio between different sorts of marketing, right? So maybe everyone can take a minute or so to think their strategy, and then maybe one person can tell and remaining other people guess how many people the other person will have. Yeah. Are people ready with their answers or their predictions, or is it you need time?
I think I have a little bit of fair idea. I think.
Okay. Okay. So final answer is it will look like how many people?
I can
Agents?
also take a dab at this. So you can go ahead, Himani, then I'll go after you.
Okay.
Since you
since you got your thinking in place?
It's just little bit of, like the moment Harneet was saying, it's like, okay, ठीक है, ये सब चलेगा, हो जाएगा. Right. So, okay. So I feel that, of course, a head of marketing, which is very, very required. And within that head of marketing.
Which is human.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely human.
Okay.
My entire team is human. Empowered with a lot of LLMs and AI, agentic AI processes. But yes, all 10 humans.
Wow.
Okay.
Can I join your team? Because I don't know if I'll have a job or not.
I would love. You won't believe, I have openly shared this when I went to Chandigarh last, for the conference. I literally mentioned to one of the company that if you find any of the companies laying off their writers, please send them across us. We will take care of them. So, that's something with AI, we don't want that the art of content gets.
You're a beacon of hope for all of us.
I'm just trying.
Great.
Yeah. So that 10 team members. Okay. So one is, of course, the head of marketing. That person will be taking care of all the strategy part, all the research and everything with, of course, the founder, that's me, or maybe someone else. Then there will be SEO head who will be directly reporting to that marketer, the head. And then that head of marketing will have, like, say, one SEO team. Then there is a content team, one person into performance marketing, then 2 content creators, one taking care of blogging and all the text-based content, another content creator taking care of video content, but with the pinch of AI as well, because we have been using Google Vids and all of those things. So one writer, one video creator. Then, of course, we need graphic designer plus editor, because we want to be visible on Google SERPs for different visuals, right? So that person needs to edit the videos. They need to come up with infographics and all of those stuff. And one marketing specialist who would be taking care of all the expos, marketing collaterals, hoardings, traditional marketing, email marketing, then taking care of those podcasts and webinars, right? So that one person would be taking care of those things. Then we have, like, as I mentioned, one performance marketer that is, of course, required to boost the brand visibility. And of course, we would need some early money to get more budget, right? So that's there. And 2 people in sales, one head of sales and one person taking care of the execution part of it. And a lot of jugadu tactics, where we have, like, say, for example, for one of our brands, what we tried is that, we tried gathering travel influencers at a cafe and something like that. So all of those processes, outreach,
planning and all.
Yeah, exactly. So for that person, we will have, for that reason, we will have 2 person in sales who would be taking care for outbound, inbound sales, both.
Lovely. Got it. The most human team on Pluto. Yeah. Got it. To sell to aliens. Great. We will just request, Zubin and Harshit to keep your answers really quick so that we can wind up in next 2-3 minutes. And yeah, Zubin and Harshit.
Yeah. Harshit, maybe you want to go.
So I think, it's going to be limited to about 5 humans and 5 agents.
Okay, lovely.
I would actually add a chief philosophy officer to the entire team. Would actually have a crux of the overall business as well as the the persona of the organization and the brand as such. I think that's very critical for me. One, of course, will be a head of sales, like what Himani said, will to arrange the logistics and the jugadu kind of stuff to be the spokesperson for the thing. One will be a content manager who will be ensuring that the AI doesn't hallucinate whatever agents we use. One, of course, would be a head of marketing, and one could be a pre and post sales kind of person who would ensure that all the things around the head of sales and the marketing guy are in line, are in sync, and execution happens that way. And of course, maybe around 4 to 5 agents who will ensure all those things are executed in the way it should be. That's my structure like.
Interesting. You're very close to my thinking, because I also believe that's half AI, half human.
plan.
And I guess that's good. Sales +1, marketing +1, and a chief philosophy officer, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Looks like a power team. Zubin, what's your bet?
Yeah, I would go with 5 people, humans, and agents can be 100 also, because you it doesn't cost you to it just costs you once, right, to make that agent or do anything. So that agent can be 10, 12, whatever. But see, these 5 people will have would I would invest in them to have the highest capability on AI. Okay, now that is very critical. So they have to be AI first. No, earlier 2000 we used to say, yeah, you have to start thinking digital first. Then it became mobile first. Now this team of mine will have to be AI first led, which means they need to know exactly what's happening. They may not be a specialist in creating an agent, but they have to understand the dynamics, or that entire ecosystem of what happens if I create an agent. Similar to what a digital marketer role is. He may not be sitting behind and coding the website, but he understands, what is the UI, UX, where is the, APIs coming from. So, this capability of AI needs to be very, very strong in these 5 people. One, I would have one person for SEO who understands, what SEO is and how he can influence the LLMs to get rankings. I would have one person for content. That content will be more of a more of a horizontal, which will cut through all marketing content, SEO based content, blogging, website based content, whatever. And he would have a designer. All 3 of them will have skills to ensure that they take help of LLMs to extract whatever work they can from a content basis, from a design basis, from a video basis, and then package it really well. So all the grunt work, okay, 90% of it will come from LLMs. They will work 10%, but I will have to pay them 100% because they'll be doing 100% of the work. But
are you going to be doubling the salaries of those people?
Yeah. So three people, all the grunt work being done, and they would they would be thinking more intelligent on how do I deploy these so-called agent bots to ensure that I'm extracting great value. I'll have one person who understands the entire dynamics of digital marketing and MarTech. How to make landing pages from let's say vibe coding without code, how to ensure that UX UI is done all through agentic work, and how to deploy personalized marketing communication and channels like email, WhatsApp, how to automate all that. So that entire marketing forms and the actual one-on-one personalization work will sit with one. So I have 4 people here: one SEO, one content, one vibe coder with MarTech capabilities, one kind of a designer, and the 5th one will be a salesperson who will look at all the sales, and he will be helped by everybody, because today any kind of marketing requirement from a sales perspective, he'll depend on this team to help him with any kind of communication, any kind of POS, any kind of outreach programs.
Yeah.
And there will be one head of marketing.
Great, interesting. I guess pretty interesting answers. You would like to know mine, or?
Yes, of course. Let's hear it.
So when someone asked me this question, I was in London and I asked the person to have the permission to ask this question to other people, right? Because I also use this question for vibe matching, right? How do people think? If people think alike, why don't we just sync up? So because I feel a lot of AI will still be evolving, so I'll have 3 people in COE, Center of Excellence, as researchers who are always tracking and using, and the people who are tracking the trends and trying to build the next big thing. So 3 people always there, the researchers and all. Then I'll have 2 people for sure, head of sales and head of marketing. Again, marketing guy armored with these people, and then both of them will have +1s. So that is 7 humans and 3 AI agents. People think that's quite counterintuitive. I asked this as a trick question. Radhika, kar dena live stream please, so that we can use the same thing in event. When I say 7-3, so people usually guess it will be 7 agents and 3 humans because I get that AI thing and all, but yeah, it was 7 humans and three. And we did a live thing on our platform with 7 humans and 3 AI agents. And agent specifically 1 agent, which is for the entire SEO Geo thing, which we have already developed at IcyPluto, named as GeoMax. So we'd love to give you a free trial and demo for that as well, which actually tracks all the citations, all the things we did. So Tisha, if you can go to the next screen where there some dashboard or some screenshots of the portal is there. So basically what it does is it integrates with your site, and it also tracks your brand mentions across all the prompts, across all the channels, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and all, and keeps on telling you that that's where you are ranking, that's where your competitors are ranking, and these are the prompts where you are ranking, and these are the prompts where you could rank for. By doing that, diagnostic is automated, and then suggestions are given to the team, so it acts as a co-pilot. And second innovation what we have did is done in the agentic side is, see, even today Google is not able to track the AI traffic properly because their crawlers and regular human traffic maintain sessions, they execute JavaScript, but the AI bots don't do that, right? So people are not even getting to know whether they are so people are not even getting to know that when the real-time analysis of their data and all. So one thing which we have done is an extension of Google Analytics we have built, which you can just put on the site, and you can analyze all the traffic which is coming to your site via ChatGPT, Perplexity, and all, and whether it was coming for indexing or training or real-time query usage. So that kind of segmentation also the portal gives, so that you can build your strategy around that. And eventually it suggests you some of the content fixes on your existing content structure and writes that content for you. So I'll have similar kind of agent, 1 agent for doing this SEO geo optimization, agent number 2 for doing an outbound sales for me and doing the lead generation for me so that my sales guy can go and pitch, and agent number 3 I'll keep again for the auditing, the quality checking, right? Whatever is getting produced by my brand in terms of content and links and website, is it as per my philosophy? So very much related to Harshit's chief philosophy officer, but I'll have a chief philosophy officer coded by AI because I can't trust humans. Humans' philosophy can change over time and influence. But if I've coded an AI agent that this is my philosophy, some things are really, really fundamental, can't change. So my chief philosophy officer will be an AI agent, particularly trained on our philosophy. So 1 agent for geo and SEO, 1 agent for outbound sales. If you're there, I guess she could not hear me.
Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah. So that, and maybe we can also connect later on. So this is how probably it shows which come, right? How many sessions are there on your site, engaged sessions, key events, and
So these LLM sessions are you put these LLMs or what is? These are from all LLMs. It doesn't matter.
from all LLMs. So LLMs also are listed over here. So basically, if you go on the LLM reference, so ChatGPT, Perplexity, Meta,
Yeah.
all AI bots which are crawling your site. So if
Yeah.
you go to next slide, Tisha, where the LLM references is also there. So LLM referee also comes in between. Just go to the slide where LLM referees are being shown. So you can filter it by device
So
category, country.
you're selling this as a platform, or you're selling this as a service come platform. You do advisory.
It's a mixture of that.
%98 versus 2% coming from somewhere else.
Yes, yes. So this is looking more here because it's a zoomed up version of only AI traffic, which might be 0.5% or 1% or 2% of total traffic. So within that is,
Which is fine.
yeah.
No, which is fine. I mean, that is
sessions and a comparison and some insights from that also from various prompts. So if Tisha, you can just go to the prompt ranking as well. So it also tells you that what prompts are bringing traffic to your site
Yeah,
and
what
prompts
input,
are
right?
yes,
Okay,
yes, yes. And then what prompts?
I'm not able to see it because of the screen or whatever. But maybe if you can just share this, mask it and share it with me, it will help at least for me to understand what it is.
Totally, we'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah. And coming to the conclusions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So just saying that, yeah, thanks everyone for coming and joining. And I guess, Radhika, you can close the live stream.
Yeah, it was very exciting to be a part of this. Got to learn a lot of stuff in terms of what people are doing. I mean, are we a part of that? I would love to be a part of